So look, an arrest has been finally made in the United Healthcare CEO slaying. But the story doesn't end here. We're finding out that this shooter was someone that was 26 years old. Apparently, he had a whole manifesto. Basically, this was a personal attack on healthcare insurances in America, right? Like this was a man on a mission. Arguably, if he wasn't caught, he was gonna continue. What's his name? Wasn't his name like Luigi or something like that? But we're gonna get into the further details that are being uncovered throughout this manhunt that we've been, tracing for the past week. Let's get right into it.
This morning, about the man accused of gunning down the CEO of United Healthcare. He appeared in court yesterday and is fighting his extradition in New York City. KTLA's Jacqueline Sarkeesian is live in our newsroom with the story. Good morning, Jacqueline.
Hi, Eric. Good morning to you as well. It's being reported the suspect's fingerprints match the prints found at the scene of the shooting in New York. He's been identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione and has now been charged with murder. He was arrested in Pennsylvania, pleading not guilty. Mangione had his first court appearance yesterday. He was aggressive and had to be contained while shouting this.
Luigi, did you do it? And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
As you just heard, that's man.
Good.
Luigi, did you do it? And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
As you just heard, that's Mangione yelling and shouting when he saw reporters outside of the courthouse. He's been denied bail and is fighting extradition, in which the state of Pennsylvania has 30 days to get a warrant from the New York governor's office to start the process. Police say it appears Mangione went to Pittsburgh and then Altoona after leaving New York. That's where he was arrested. A customer eating at McDonald's recognized him and told an employee, who then called police.
She said it between his eyes and his eyebrows. She says, when I took his order, it was like she got in her mind, oh my God, it's a guy from New York.
At the time of the
This
arrest,
dude was cooked. He was cooked, bro. The police didn't even catch you, bro. The citizens did. And to essentially just say GG's to the rest of your life, 26 years old. I mean, this dude just kind of wants to be a martyr for something. In which, like, listen, it's drawing a lot of attention. A lot of people are talking about the insurance companies and how a lot of people have lost loved ones after getting shorthanded by these companies, by these powerful men. And what you're seeing online is, believe it or not, you're seeing a lot of support for this guy. You know what I mean? And you would assume that it's coming from people that have also shared some personal experiences, losing loved ones, maybe even grandparents, for a lack of benefits. Like you pay every month for something, and then when you absolutely need it, there's like a cap on how much these people are willing to do. And you typically see that with patients of cancer and stuff like that. So this man had a personal vendetta, obviously. But to throw away your life at 26... I thought this dude was like a hired hit. I'm not gonna lie, like I thought this was something from a competitor. Come to find out, it was just a kid on a mission. 26. Not sure if that's the right age to want to throw your life away.
Mangione was carrying multiple fake IDs and a U.S. passport.
Got
One
him.
of the ideas matching the fake one used to check into the Manhattan hostel before the December 4th shooting. Officers also found a gun and suppressor that were consistent with the weapon used to kill healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Police say the gun found in his backpack seemed to be a 3D printed ghost gun. Now, in terms of a motive, a former roommate says Mangione told him he suffered from chronic back pain that affected him for years and prevented him from day-to-day activities. He allegedly wrote about the injury online. Investigators
Sounds like a motive right there. Sounds like a motive right there.
are looking into whether the health insurance industry
That's
denied
crazy
a claim from
to
him
take it to that
or
length.
withheld some kind of care. This morning, many friends still in shock Mangione committed such a horrific crime, saying this is not the guy they grew up with.
It's like a different person that we're seeing in all the headlines and the yelling and in the arraignment. Something has happened in the last 8 years, but back when I knew him, he was nice and polite and driven.
Now, there's been a disturbing trend online of merchandise glorifying Mangione. E-commerce sites like Etsy, TikTok, and eBay have been listing things like you see right here: t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and even fake bullets bearing the words "deny, defend, and oppose." Those were the words found.
you could capitalize off someone being murdered. You know what I mean? And public opinion is swayed by certain bias. We only care when it doesn't benefit us. You know what I mean? I can only imagine losing an uncle or a dad. So a random act of violence. If we're going to keep it a bean, this was a random act of violence, right? And losing a loved one to someone in which he didn't do anything to personally, never even met, never had a conversation. Dude just walks up to him and shoots him in the back. And to lose your life so abruptly. And then for people, you know, who don't have any dogs in the race, to profit off of that, to troll off of that. And, you know, like maybe Luigi had a vendetta. Maybe he had a motive that we could all relate to. But at the end of the day, it's how he went about it, bro. It's how he basically went about it. Luigi Mangino.
On the bullet shell casings at the scene of the crime, GoFundMe also shutting down multiple pages created to support this murderer. Many of the pages were raising money for his legal fees and making sure he gets a fair trial.
Sheesh.
Obviously, my client appreciates the support that he has, but I don't know. I'd have to look in, but it just doesn't sit right with me, really. The Supreme Court says, you know, all these rich billionaires can give all kind of money to candidates, and that's free speech. So maybe these people are exercising their right to free speech and saying that's the way they're supporting my client.
Mangione was born and raised in Maryland. His family said in a statement they are shocked and devastated about his arrest, going on to say that they are praying for the Thompson family and everyone involved. Reporting from the newsroom, Jacqueline Sarkeesian, Eric and Jessica, back to you guys in the studio.
Interesting development with this kid being arrested. I'm interested in hearing the full reasoning behind it. Granted, once he gets expedited to New York, this might be a what do they call it? Open and shut case, where sentencing might be swift and merciless, considering all this happened in New York City, where you get 3.5 years for gun possession, let alone you made it and then killed someone in the middle of Manhattan. Oh yeah, they're gonna take that personal, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be interesting to see how this case closes. I don't see how he gets out, but when you got lawyer money, you just never know. You have a Hail Mary. But this was suspect in United Healthcare CEO slain, man. What a weird time that we in. One time for the one time. I'm about.